Sure.
We're live. All right. Welcome, everyone. We are the Campaign Crashers. We are a D&D play podcast where we take turns DMing and insulting each other for how bad of DMs we are. I am your current bad DM, Taylor. And this is the rest of the gang. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Ethan Albin. I am playing Brendel Barnesend, a human bard looking to get married and commit and settle down and stuff.
No better place to do that than on the road.
That's what I'm talking about.
Chad, and I am playing druid elf who is searching the lands for a sense of calling and being, and maybe some new friends along the way.
Yeah, what is your name?
Let's hear you say it, Taylor.
Biria.
It's Barrow. That's it's Barrow, but close enough.
Viewer, it's actually Beetlejuice. Don't let him lie to you.
You can call me whatever you want. Call me B-boy.
If this intro takes any longer, I'm going to be drunk by the time we're playing.
Beehole. All right.
I mean,
let's go, Beehole.
You're just going to be drunk then.
I guess going my turn.
Could be fun in its own right. That's Campaign Crashers.
And I play Elliot. He's a quarterling. That's a halfling knight. And he doesn't really know what he is getting himself into, but he's really trying to grow himself as a person. Also, I don't subscribe to the idea that we're all bad DMs. It's just some of us.
Got him.
Damn.
Oh, here we go. Big words coming in.
And I'm Simon. I play Ogvorbis, the gnome wizard, who's out to discover new magics, old magics, languages, artifacts, whatever.
Maybe even a new love interest.
Maybe.
It's essential to all of our roles that we all have love interests.
And my goal is for all of us to be married before.
I'm just saying we could speed. There's 4 of us, so we could speed run this. Start double dating now. This session.
If you really want,
Hell yeah.
we'll just change the theme of this whole campaign to Bachelor and Best Goal, and you guys can all basically just fight over Janine. Actually, it'll just be the Bachelor at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, Janine.
I think we know somebody's got to lead on Janine.
It's just it's too strong. My love for her.
All right. So, how are we feeling about last week? You want a quick recap? I think you need one.
Yes, please.
So last week was your guys' first time as a party, doing your own investigative research, kind of taking things into your own hands. You started the session out back at the Cozy Cat Inn, where you woke up to the smell of bacon, which quickly brought you straight down to the Dayanara Cafe. Upon entering the Dayanara, there were a whole bunch of sailors eating there, and you saw 2 persons of interest. Upon talking to them, you learned one of them was Morose, the sour old senior sorcerer for the Feyfinders, who didn't really provide you much information except for the fact that he's kind of a dingbag. The next guy you talked to was Mr. Penrose. You learned from Mr. Penrose that, surprisingly enough, all of the kids who disappeared on 1, the same night, but 2, they disappeared having all done detention together the week before. Interesting. Piqued your interest, really, really did. From there, you guys left. Thought it would be prudent to try and trace the steps of whomever might have come in town and done this to the kids, and so you headed straight to the general store to inquire. So as you got to Curtis & Sons, it was there where you met the shop owner, Curtis. You consoled him with a hot Ziploc bag of mashed potatoes and bacon, which he gratefully ate upon telling you about his 2 sons who went missing one night after they left the shop while he stayed late for a Crushmouth concert. You also stayed in the shop and you talked to the tailor Bernard, whose 2 daughters went missing shortly after they presented their work on the Fae to Morose. He believed that their work was valid and had some sort of validity, and that perhaps Morose had something to do with their disappearance. After you jetted out of the shop, the next place you went to was the Bouge's house, and it was at the Bouge's house where you actually learned that they're kind of like, they're elves, but they're a little bit disassociated with the rest of their clan in that they were more in tune with Cretius Mulvaney, the previous ex-top sorcerer whose top half is in limbo or wherever it is, and his bottom half wanders the mysterious lighthouse on the hill. After learning about the lighthouse on the hill, you guys decided, hey, we want to go there. So it just so happened that the Bouges might have had a key, except when they opened the drawer to find the key, it was missing. And then you learned that the only key, aside from the one they had, which is now missing that exists, is in Morose's mansion. As a result, they provided you with a map of said mansion, and then you left in the rain, and that was the end of this session. So why
I
don't
have a
we start?
question.
I think we should just break in.
Okay.
What is our vision like? Can we see clearly?
It is raining right now, so the fog is suppressed enough so you could see. Yeah, it's afternoon at this point, probably like late afternoon, I would say. You spent some time consoling Mr. Curtis with bacon and mashed potatoes.
It's the best consolation you'll ever find.
And
Really
He
is.
was into it.
Yeah, and you guys, so I mean, you have the map now. You are welcome to go, like, to investigate more in the town, or if you want to, go set up shop somewhere, peep the map and see what's on it, you can do that. I just, as a DM, would not recommend opening a map in the rain.
Hey,
Wow. So much
guys,
realism.
Who has the tent? Did we lose the tent?
Pretty sure.
Is that
Oh
No,
no.
Tinnitus had that. So wherever he is.
Well, to
Oh,
be fair
shoot.
though, yeah, he
Probably
probably
full
needs
of
it more than
spiders
we
by
do
now.
because he's probably dealing with raining spiders.
That's a solid point. Honestly, he tends to find himself in those scenarios, and truly, if he just dedicated himself to our friendship, perhaps that wouldn't happen. But
Wait, you mean he
He is where
often
he
finds
is.
himself being rained on by spiders?
you can see it in his
oh.
eyes.
I mean, he made it pretty clear that he wanted that when he called Brad from the post, Brad, like 3 times in a row. So
Oh yeah, he totally set himself up for that.
Was that on purpose, or was he just really bad at remembering names?
I think he's just far too, cozy with the boss on the first day. Honestly,
was
you gotta stick with the honorifics until you really know some secrets about the person, and they can't fire you.
he was also like super quiet on the ship ride over from Tittenham. So I think maybe he was like drunk or something.
I think
For 3 days.
He was
think he
tying one
mentioned-
on with the cab driver.
I mean, I feel like he'd be drinking. Wherever he is, I think he's probably like sitting, chilling, drinking some wine.
Butt
Right now.
chugging.
I don't know
think
about
he,
that, but maybe. Probably.
He's definitely butt chugging.
mentioned something to me about cage fighting, winning fights, maybe taking a few hits to the head, with fights can.
Oh, I thought he said he was a cage
Oh.
dancer.
Yeah,
makes a lot more
Cage
sense.
Fighter makes a lot more sense. I read in the book once that they often get like punch drunk.
Oh.
So, maybe he's just had one too many concussions.
Drunk in love. Anyway, about
It
getting to
feels
this.
really bad. You
this
guys
lighthouse.
are talking all this shit about Linus while he's just like gone and can't participate.
Anyway,
Who's Linus?
I'm like,
Oh, shit.
hey, just. Oh man, we did talk for too long. You are now drunk on your wine. So I'm like, hey, Og, would you just maybe just like lift up your cloak a little bit. I just want to pop open the map, and just kind of hold it underneath your penis.
Randall! Randall!
So many.
I'm sorry, your reactions were too funny. Sorry, just hold up your the arm of your cloak. That way I can hide
Randall,
it from
there's
the
a tree
rain.
right over there.
That tree will not have as sufficient coverage as his penis.
I hear the words coming out of Brendel's mouth, and I opt just to use my whale tunic thing as a tarp over us.
I'm still wearing mine, so yeah, I was just like,
I just
Elliot's
get
Elliot's
wet.
just distraught.
Oh, see, this is all I'm talking about. This is all I'm talking about here. Knowing that everyone had to make it weird. That's what happened here. Anyway, take a look at the map and try to get a sense of our bearing.
Yeah, you guys absolutely just puzzle me sometimes. Like, there's like covered porches and stuff around, and you guys are currently standing like dead center, middle of like a muddy, rainy street with like some horses cruising by you, maybe freaking some drunks bumping up against you, but you all just have your tunics buttoned together to create this tiny little tent. And in the center of your tent is a map. You take a look at the map. I will actually say that due to your guys' incompetent method of opening the map, that a couple drops of rain hit the map. That being said,
cover it with my spell book.
that being said, you open it. And it's got basically, there's like a more zoomed in portion of the map, and then there's also like a small portion of the map that shows you like, hey, this is where it is on a large scale. So in the corner, you see that on the little key that the map or that the house itself is actually like to the east of you, and it's just up like along the cliffside, sort of up in the forest. You can see that the house on the map looks to be surrounded by, you know, trees and like built right up against the cliff. There looks to be a little bit of a smudge on like the cave side of the cliff side of the map. Yeah, beautiful. Exactly what you're doing. And then you can also see that there's some text and some icons on like a legend of the map. And on this legend, you see it says bear, and then it's smudged, and then it says left. And then right below that, it says bear 2, and then it says smudge, or it doesn't say smudge, it is smudge, and then it says right. And then you see there's a smudge, and then right after the smudge, it says pier right. And then it says pier, and then it's smudged in the middle, and you're like, what the heck? And then it says left. Then at the very end, at the bottom, you see that there's two icons of like a white hand and a black hand. And you think to yourself, damn, it would have been really helpful if I didn't let these raindrops hit the map right now, because all this smudged information would have just been in my head.
Well, friends, I give up.
I can guarantee none of us thought that.
I fully went in with the effort of like, I'm definitely covering this thing from the rain, and then Taylor's just like, you're an asshole. Guess what?
Yeah.
You tried to be funny while being a good D&D player. Here's some rain on your fucking map.
You're bound to get 4 drops on your map, and that's about how many smudges I gave you. So, here's the thing.
Was the map just 4 big words, and with a smudge in between each one?
Are you actually
No,
role playing
there
the
was a
cartographer
legend in the
inside his
corner.
house?
There was a legend in the corner of it, and it was, or it was him crying. You can't tell how old this smudge is.
It's like,
But yeah, so you see basically the house is to the east, up sort of in the hills, right on the ledge of a cliff. Honestly, I should know this as a DM. What's a good check to do for a mapper? You can't make a cartography check.
You could do just straight intelligence or something.
Yeah, give me an
I think
intelligence.
persuasion's a good one.
Arcana it is.
Listen to me, map. Anyone who wants to give me an intelligence.
Well, I feel bad if I did because I just said I give
Elliot
up.
rolled a 15. Yes, Elliot can read
Okay.
maps.
15. So
Nice.
most of the smudges have smudged things significantly enough that it's hard for you to deduce anything. The
I thought there were
smudge,
4 smudges.
the smudge along the cliffside, though, you see looks like you can't tell what it is, but it looks to be more than just like the cliffs got blurred. Like there might have been something.
All right, Elliot goes back
there.
inside to the Booge's house and has to
Hey.
redraw the map.
Oh, it's locked. He's drunk and he's asleep. Actually, no. This is what happens: is you go back to the front door and you hear. You actually don't hear anyone. You just hear what sounds to be the headboard of a bed just consistently.
Elliot has no idea what this
banging
is.
against the wall,
So he knocks on a door.
and you can't seem to knock, and nothing happens.
Oh my.
Well,
Yeah,
Elliot's
nothing
opinion of the
happens.
Booges has greatly decreased.
Wow. Good married couple
Elliot
just
doesn't
doing
know.
their thing.
Elliot doesn't know.
You're just wow. Literally.
Well, Elliot, did you have
So
any
what do you guys
luck? Did he
wanna-
bust out a new map
You
for
know,
you?
I tried contacting, getting him answers the door, but all I hear is these like slamming noises, and no matter how.
Yeah, hold on. There's a handyman on the roof nailing some shutters down. Hey, would you stop that for a second? We're trying to talk.
Shit, this is how the player becomes the DM. Oh crap, you're right. They walk out.
He's so rhythmic in his nailing of the of the
Roof?
tiles.
Of the roof.
That's the way it's supposed to be done. Gotta find
Well-
your rhythm.
You said that there looks like there's something on this cliff here. I guess we can either look there, or I'm of the opinion. I mean, if we want to ask more questions in town, that works. But I'm of the opinion we're gonna break into a place. I make sure no one's close. I don't see a point in breaking into a sorcerer's house to get a key when we could just break into the
break
other
into the
person's
lighthouse?
house. It's like, yeah,
The
I
lighthouse
think that makes
out.
more sense than breaking into Morose's to get a key.
I mean, yeah, like that guy, like going to the lighthouse. We're just gonna be up against legs.
Yeah,
Clarification. You're trying to get a key
Right.
to the lighthouse.
that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. If we're gonna have to, yeah, no, we're all on the same page.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't breaking into the lighthouse to get a key to the lighthouse. Got it.
No, yeah,
I know we're breaking into the
Um,
lighthouse because we don't really want to break into another house to get the key to the lighthouse.
we're breaking into the lighthouse to get the key to Morose's house to get the key to the lighthouse. So we're good. Same page.
Then I'm gonna break into her heart.
All right, stop.
Before we go to the lighthouse, I just want to confirm with the party, and I start to blush, that I cannot turn into a seagull and or fly. So if there's any expectation that I surpass any security by wild shaping into a flying gull, I cannot do that quite yet.
But Barrow, did
why
you
not?
turn into a spider last time? Could you just climb up the wall again?
I
Oh,
could do
that's
that,
a-
Elliot. That's a great idea. It seems as if I'm focusing on my shortcomings instead of my advantages. Thank you.
Did you
Elliot's
turn into a
coming in here with
spider
big
or a
brain
spider?
energy.
What?
So to the lighthouse.
No,
Go to the
I'm right here.
lighthouse.
All right, Elliot. Looks like you know how to read
Oh,
maps. I assume those were
oh.
important to
It's
guard
off to the
patrol.
lighthouse we go.
Yeah,
So
I head to
lead
the
on.
lighthouse with the rest of the crew.
Hi-oh, hi-oh. It's off the lighthouse we go.
Dope. You guys go to said lighthouse. As you guys walk in, it starts to pick up rain a little bit more. And you get there, and the lighthouse isn't like too far from town. It's like maybe a 5-minute walk. Like it's from the town square. You can see the lighthouse when it's not foggy, like very, very easily. And so as you guys get down to the town square, you see the lighthouse and you head there. It takes about like 5-10 minutes. You get to the lighthouse, which is actually built like right up on the edge of the cliffs. And it's not just like on the edge of the cliffs. It's like a peninsula that ascends up out into the water. And you guys walk up to this peninsula and you can see there's a very narrow path with cliffs on both sides. and then some slippery steps that lead straight up to the lighthouse. The lighthouse itself, it's almost like it's been there for so long that like the tectonic shifts of the area have like grown up. Like there's stone that's like almost engulfing it on both sides, and it looks like it's like embedded into the stone cliff. And you get up there, it's kind of like a creamish plaster with like 3 green horizontal bands around it, and then the top just kind of looks like a regular ass lighthouse. You can see there's a big iron double door on it that looks very fucking locked.
Okay. Before we get crafty here, should we just try knocking? I'll knock. I knock.
Okay, you knock.
Is there a door knocker? Or a bell?
No, there's no bell.
Think about what animal you could turn into right now to knock really loud.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Just
think
a
of.
fucking bear. Bah!
I use my normal hand aggressively.
Okay, noted. You
Can I
knock
do a
very
strength
hard.
check?
Sure, if you want to. Yeah, do a strength test. No, do it now. You asked, you do it now.
Okay. I have a +0. Very excited about this. 13.
Okay, you knock pretty hard. You hear it echo.
Is everyone impressed?
Yeah, everyone's pretty impressed. You
Hey,
don't-
I'm mightily impressed by your knocking.
You don't get anything. You kind of might hear. Actually, give me a perception check.
Okay. $21.
21. Damn. You hear. You definitely. You do the equivalent of like Aragorn putting his ear into his knife, but you just do that to the front door, and you can hear what sounds like footsteps walking around. And with that perception check, you can tell they're probably like a level up from you. It also sounds like they're just perpetually running into a cabinet.
Okay.
Because you can hear the plates like shaking in the cabinet too.
Yep, Legs is definitely here, and sounds kind of like the same rhythmic bumping that we heard over at the Bouges,
Does that mean he'll also not answer the door?
which is interesting. I'm thinking you're right there, Elliot. Very wise of you. Okay. So, can I do like some type of check to look for any structural integrity issues with the lighthouse, like an opening of sorts and or an entrance?
A structural integrity check. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm not the architect. You guys are. So let's calm down.
It's so to be clear, it's kind of sticking out on this cliff. Like you can't go on all sides of the lighthouse. So you're
okay.
only really able, because it's ginormous rocks and cliffs on all sides except the one side where the door is. So you can do a check if you want.
Okay. Well, if it
But
sounds like
it's
it's
likely
not worth it.
it's likely going to be. It looks sound structurally to you.
Oh man,
There's no.
If
I guess
somebody-
like, I was looking. Okay.
if only somebody here had like, I don't know, a mountain goat that's good at climbing vertical surfaces. Oh well.
Wait, since when can mountain goats climb just vertical walls with?
Have you not seen pictures of those guys climbing the
It's
Hoover
literally
Dam?
just like up the side of a lighthouse, just like this.
Yeah, it's like a Skyrim horse.
Oh my gosh!
No, keep
All
going,
right.
Chad.
I guess I was looking for like missing stonework or something. I wasn't gonna try to push it into the sea.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
in the grand scheme of things, like the lighthouse is in like just fine shape. Like, it's not so old that it's decrepit. It's just old in that no
How
one
big
goes
is
there
the
anymore.
keyhole for the
Get
door?
out.
I don't know, a regular keyhole size.
Barrow, how small of an animal can you become?
Well, let me think of the smallest thing I've ever seen
become an ant?
before.
It must be ants in Ralia.
Yeah, it's gotta be bugs. It's just any bug. I mean, at that point, you can just probably go under the door.
I've never seen an ant before. No, I'm kidding. I guess my question is, excuse me, is it something that has to be in the monster manual, DM? I'm wild
assume
shaping into something.
that it probably needs to be in the monster manual. Yes, because you need to have stats if you go into a battle.
You're gonna make me fight as an ant. That'd be so fucking
No,
vicious.
I was saying if you're going to wild shape into something, it should probably have stats, right? Bryant or Simon?
If you're going into combat, but I think we should just read what is it, wild shape? Is that the ability? Chad?
Yes. Yes, it is. Let me.
Okay.
Look.
Okay. So the wild shape options break into two categories: combat and exploration. So that, in my mind, exploration wild shapes are unfit for combat, but have abilities that allow them to move swiftly. Blah 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 blah. Why is this like a whole guide and not just the description of the spell?
Of course it is. Literally, of course it is.
You have it in front of you, Chad. Just read it out.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm in the monster manual. Because there's
It's on the right page.
There's insects, but it's like swarm of insects, and you get to choose the insect.
Not just.
But
I mean, yeah, but just read the description of wild shape right now.
yes. As an action, you can magically assume the shape of a beast that you've seen before, twice per short rest. That's all it says. Oh wait, no, obviously it's bigger. Starting at the second level, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you've seen before. The druid level determines the beast you can transform into, as shown in the beast shapes table. At second level, for example, you could transform into any beast that has a challenge rating of a quarter or lower. You stay in a beast shape for a number of hours, equal to half your druid level. That you then revert to your normal form.
So your beast needs to have a challenge rating, is that right?
I'll say the D&D Beyond guide to wild shape, which if it needs a guide, that's probably a bad sign in your writing. But the guide to it does list spider challenge rating 0 as a viable option. So, and it just says, it's an exploration mode. It doesn't have any combat stats, and you only have 1 hit point. So,
yeah.
by that, I mean, it is DM's call, but by that, I think it is supposed to be allowed.
Cool.
Okay, yes, I'll do the spider.
You do the spider.
Before I do that, I say, gentlemen, if you are afraid of insects or any tiny beast, I suggest you look away. Please refrain from squishing and or stepping towards my direction after I transform. I promise I will not bite you.
What are you transforming into? Don't do it. Don't. No. No. You sound like you're gonna turn into an insect of some kind, and I will squish you.
Brendel bad. Brendel back up.
No. Go. Oh, don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Brendel, it'll be okay, and I put my hand out to calm him, and then I wild shape into the spider in his direction.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. And I just kind of like roll back down the narrow like walkway, like 10 steps, just like, ah!
All right. I'm gonna try to either go under the door or go through the keyhole.
You can do whichever one you would please.
I will go under the door.
Okay, you go under the door and are in the lighthouse.
Okay. Do I see anything of potential danger?
Not of potential danger, no. You still hear footsteps upstairs. It looks to be like the interior, at least on the ground level, looks to be a little bit more messy. Definitely kind of like a entryway area of the lighthouse where you kind of just see stools, maybe like some storage supplies and, you know, tarps and things of that nature.
Okay. I'm gonna unshape and unlock the door.
Cool. You go to
yeah.
open the door, and
Am I nude? We never talked about that. Or do I keep all my stuff?
You have options. You can either have it like melt into your form, you can drop it, or something else I can't remember.
I'll
I'm
keep.
holding up all of Barrow's stuff outside, being like, "Did he want this?"
Yeah. I'm just hanging brain. Okay. I'll open the door and let everyone in.
dope. You
And,
try to open the door, and you can't open the door.
Fuck. Okay. I yell through the door. Gentlemen, seems as though the door is still locked here without the key. Please just please wait 5 minutes, and I will try to find the key. If I'm not back in 5 minutes,
Do just like a quick intelligence check for me.
if I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
We can't hear you. Just open the door.
Funny. 20.
Oh, 20. Sorry, I thought you said funny. Yeah,
too.
20. It hits you that once you're inside, that the goal of this lock being here was simultaneously to keep people out, but also to keep legs in. Hence, the no door handle to get out, unless you have a key that fits in said keyhole.
Okay. Well, let me see here. Okay. What is what is the door made of?
Metal. Thick, strong, sturdy metal.
Okay. And what's on the inside of the door with me?
What do you mean?
You said just tables and
just like some-
chairs and stuff.
Like, there's some wooden crates in there. I mean, it's the ground level lighthouse, so it's more storage than it is like anything else at this level. So there's some crates in there. There's like a tiny little entry table. There's a stool that holds some boots in there. There's a coat rack. I mean, it's simple. There's nothing special on this level.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs and do so stealthily and see if I can get my eyes on something that looks like a key near maybe Footman, and I'm just gonna assume he will not be able to use it. So maybe there's something up there.
Okay. You go up to the second level. The second level is actually the like lighthouse living quarters / kitchen. So it's like this tiny little like 500 square foot circular space where half of it is a little kitchenette and then the other half is a bedroom. You come up there and you actually see a pair of legs, and they're just wearing some they're wearing like a brown, I don't know what the word is, but they're like the pants that you wear under your robe.
Heights?
What's the name for those?
It's called a slip.
Underwear.
Is it really a slip?
No.
Whatever it is, it's almost like almost like joggers, but you wear them underneath your robe. And these legs are kind of just walking around, but they keep running into the cupboards, and you hear, like you did at the ground level, you hear the plates and stuff like shaking every time he runs into them. He bumps into you once or twice. Doesn't seem like put off by it. It just assumes you're kind of another obstacle.
I go, nice to meet your acquaintance, sir, and put my hand out to shake hands.
It literally doesn't respond in any sort of way and just keeps walking around. At this point, it's in the bedroom now, and it walks into the closet and gets stuck in the closet. It's like, think of these legs like a Roomba that doesn't really understand its surroundings.
I go and try to comfort the legs and put them in bed, and just put him down. And then can I do like a check to look around the room to see if there's any keys?
Yeah, sure.
And there's no windows or anything, right?
There is a window outside the bedroom. Yeah.
So
It
it'd be
looks
like
out
20
over-
feet up.
It looks out over like Lake Lyle and the cliffs. There's not a window that looks back.
Oh, you wrong for that. Okay. I guess I'll just check for a key of sorts, and then my second option it will come up soon here. I rolled a 11.
No, you don't see a key.
Is there anything in the room that I could pick up and use as a bludgeoning type object?
There's some pans. There's a cast iron skillet.
No, I mean like bigger, like a door ram type of thing.
I don't think anyone keeps battering rams in a lighthouse. I'm gonna say the largest thing is probably the cast iron skillet. The most heavy, largest item that you could wield as a battering ram.
Okay.
And keep in mind, you're on level 2 of 3.
All right, I'll go up to the last level.
So you go up to the last level, and at the very top of the lighthouse, you finally get like a full 360 view of the whole area of Beskell. You can see out all the way to the farthest cliffs on the other side of Lake Lyle, and then you can see all the way back to the main entry of Beskell where you guys first came in. You can even see from the top of the lighthouse, you actually can look to the east and you can see like southeast-ish, you can see Morose's house from here. And in the lighthouse, there's basically the lighthouse lamp that they use to keep everything lit. You assume that whatever is lighting it actually has to probably be some sort of magical element because there's no light bulbs. And then you see on a desk, you see there's a whole bunch of scattered papers and pens, just sort of like strewn about on a desk overlooking Lake Lyle.
I look at them.
Cool. You look at them. For the most part, they all seem, like old papers that haven't been picked up in years. But you do see 2 specific like pieces of paper on there. One of them is actually a map of like all of Lake Lyle, and you can see. Actually, if you grab the map and you look at the map and then look at Lake Lyle, give me a perception check.
12.
12. Okay. You don't notice a ton, but you do notice that there's one area on the map that's actually circled. When you go to look for that area across the lake, it's not there. More specifically, you see on the map there's a cave that's circled, but then when you look out, and this is like all the way across the water over on Lake Lyle, the lake like isn't there. And then to the side of that, you also see some notes, and on the notes you can see this like strange like diagram of this circular device. Basically, it looks like a lens, and you can see that there's light shining through the lens, and you see handwriting that looks to be like almost that of like a younger girl's handwriting. And then at the very bottom of it, you see that it was actually signed by Bernard's two daughters, and that was actually their piece of research. And it's actually crumpled up too. And you know, Morose mentioned, or he told you that Morose crumpled up their work, so you can see that this paper is obviously theirs, as it's crumpled up as well. The other thing that you actually see is there are there's like markups and letters as if someone was writing over it, and like adding notes to it and studying it. You can see. Oh, keep going.
Oh, so you're saying though it looks, it's like it's unraveled now, but it looks as if it was previously crumbled and then someone uncrumpled it to work off of it. Or read
it looks like it was uncrumpled and then taken up to the tower, and it was being studied. And then you see on the note next to that little device, it says there's like a question mark, and then on the like right underneath the device, it also says you can see that it says further studies to be done in lab.
Do I see the device? It's not the lamp for the lighthouse, is it?
No, it's not. You don't.
Do I see it in the room?
No.
It looks like a lens, though. Like
almost like a lens, yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to read their work?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
So the note itself, to give you a quick summary, the girls had a theory that if they wanted to, their whole research paper was essentially about how you can create like reliable and predictable bridges to the Feywild. And so they theorized that there was some sort of a filter of light that you could use, and when that light was shined upon an area, it would replicate so closely the light in the Feywild that it would open up a portal to that region. And that's essentially like the summary of what they were like proposing to Morose.
They're abstract.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Cool. And to reiterate, out in the lake, there's like a piece of land that is drawn and circled, but it's not there when I look out.
No, there's a cave on the far side of Lake Lyle that's circled on the map, but when you look over there, there's literally no caves.
I see. Okay, it's a cave. Okay, cool. Okay, if I don't see anything else to read or, I guess, investigate that I haven't noticed already, I'll head back down the stairs.
Okay.
And I'll go to the door. I'm gonna just try to open it one last time, and I'm gonna use. I have heat metal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to heat it up and then bash it down.
And that's how our druid accidentally burnt down the house he was locked in. So choose a manufactured metal object such as weapons, suit of heavy armor within range. You could cause the object to glow red hot. And then it talks about if a creature is wearing it, but I just want to do it basically on the door.
Yeah. You do it on the door, and it glows red hot for sure, but it still doesn't. It's like a 5-inch thick door.
Whoa, shit, guys, did you see that? This door's catching on fire.
It burned. Brendel's leaning up against it, trying to look cool for his photos,
Yeah.
and it burns his
If-
butt.
I
If
cast
I
a
learned
message.
anything from Instagram, it's that this is a photoable moment.
I
Take
cast-
out your speaking stone. Take a picture.
I don't have one of those. Oh, wait, yeah, right here. Okay. I cast message to Bayro saying, I don't know what you did, but it looks like that the lighthouse is burning down. You better get out of there quick. The door, don't take the door. It's red hot.
I use the legs as a battering ram to open it. I'm kidding.
Legs' toes catch on fire.
I'm kidding. Okay, I'm just gonna stop concentrating and stop casting that and wait for the door to reach a safe level of heat, and we'll wild shape out.
Oh, so you just wild shape twice in a day, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Jeez, wasteful.
I'll meditate later. All right.
In the meantime, I've cast Minor Illusion and made it look like all of us have aged 20 years.
Mike and Bones, when will he come out?
Guys,
Welcome.
how long was I?
It's been 40 years! 40
How long was I in there?
We thought we wouldn't ever see you
revisit the
again.
spot once every year to see if you're still alive.
I developed an English accent!
All right, I dispel it.
Hey, it was so funny. Look at us. Look at us over here. We're rolling with the jokes. Yeah.
I'm still naked and just embarrassed.
Oh, he's got his dick out. Oh God. I wrap him in his like raincoat from the boat and be like,
Yeah,
all right,
gross.
buddy.
That was a good prank. Too bad you didn't use any of that great magic to open the door instead of fooling me.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, there's a spell called Knock that on the ride over here, I had the option of reading, but I didn't. Instead, I actually I read the spell of how to actually lock doors. So, halfway there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe for next
I've used
week.
both my wild shapes. So
Yeah, I think if we take
basically-
another year out, you can't do that anymore.
basically just a,
Well, did you
someone
find
who enjoys
anything?
nature now.
I mean, he's a pair of legs, so I don't know. Did you get any useful info out of him? Do we need to come back?
Yeah. When those guys said that guy was a pair of legs, he's literally a pair of legs. Running into stuff, pretty much useless, wouldn't even shake my hand.
So, like, what? Does it,
seem-
but is it, like, open top? Or is it, like, going through a portal? Or, like, is it just, like, skin smoothed over at his hips? Like, what's...
Weirdly
Wow.
smooth.
That's freaky.
Weirdly smooth. Yeah,
I don't like
just
that.
like yeah. It was eerie, but he was very friendly. I put him in his bed to rest. Very friendly, but I did see some notes. Looks like some of the children's work about the Feywild. The notes were up there that Marost had been disappointed with and thrown out, but I read it, and it looks as if the kids were looking into some sort of lens to create a secure bridge into the Feywild that they could reliably travel through, and I guess I just share the intricacies of what you shared with me. And also, there was a picture of a map and the lake, and it shows a cave of sorts across the other side of the lake, and it looks like when I was looking from the top of the lighthouse, I couldn't see the cave that was marked. So I'm not sure if that's some type of entrance to the Feywild, or I guess I'm not really sure what. If you have any ideas, maybe we could ask around.
If you if there was a map, did you not take it? You could have, like, slid that under the door.
Yep, well, Some things you only can do twice a day. There was a few options of where I thought about putting it, but then I thought maybe my
Hey,
memory
look,
was
I
even
mean,
better
in
than
his-
violating myself. Yes,
in his defense, like that door was red hot. It would have caught fire on the way under.
That's true.
weird. I'm
For
not
sure
sure
no
why
control
that
over
Before
happened
you
either.
came out.
He had
Yeah,
no
you-
control over that.
Yeah, you just missed it. Like it was like red hot until just a couple minutes before you came out. So good, lucky timing there.
Completely
really weird.
wild.
If that was on the other side of the lake, you said that was on the other side. I guess we could just rent a boat since our boat's not here.
Yeah.
Well, we could get like a partial
A duck boat?
journalistic integrity. Yeah, a duck
Oh,
boat
yeah.
and get out there and see this cave that didn't show up.
Of wonders.
I mean, I don't know. To me, that sounds more interesting than talking to some other townsfolk. But maybe that's
Agreed.
just the fact that I don't like talking to these townsfolk. So
Oh, fuck, I forgot. There's one piece of information that you needed to know that was at the very top of the lighthouse.
I go, brain blast!
It doesn't do anything right now. Retcon. Mostly because you guys were not supposed to be in the lighthouse this early. There was a second keyhole at the very top of the lighthouse. But
Second keyhole where?
at the very top, like in the desk almost.
that would go to the light itself.
You don't know,
It
but it was there.
was in the desk or in the light.
It was like
the light.
It was like
thing.
built. It was like
Pedestal.
built into the desk.
Seems like I also forgot to tell you there's some type of keyhole that seems somewhat important that I forgot
Super
forgot
sorry.
to disclose.
I was like, I swear, there's one more thing that I'm forgetting to tell them.
Shit, it was the plot point. Hey Taylor, how tall is the lighthouse from where
It's
we're
like
standing?
From what do you mean from where you're standing?
I mean, I guess I don't know if there were stairs up to the door or anything that we took.
Oh, well, you mean, yeah, you took stairs up to the door. It was
Yeah.
probably but like gradual stairs all the way up to the door.
Okay.
But it was like in the landscape. You weren't ascending the lighthouse or anything.
But it's like,
So
I
from
guess
where
it
you're
looks
standing
like
at the
it's
front
4
entry,
stories. Yeah.
It's probably like 45 to 50 feet.
Okay. Well, I think that's too high, too tall for us to just go buy a grappling hook and see if we can get it from the top. So I say we go rent ourselves a boat for the day.
Yeah, we look for a paddle boat rental.
Did we didn't talk to the fishermen already, did we? We are going to after the general store. Okay. I guess we do that now and see what they've got available.
Wait, you're
I
going-
think Brendel should take the lead here just because the way he says chowda. I don't know. I think that'll really resonate with them.
Oh, dude, it's so good when you go get chowder. It's like totally dope.
I love that hard R that you use on that word. So yeah.
Oh, sorry, I had to subvert an expectation. No, it's totally dope. I think we should definitely. I know I speak the language of the docks, so we should go down. And I don't know if a paddleboard's going to be good for this because it is all. And admittedly, I am doughy in the midsection. So standing up for that long, difficult. I'm thinking more kayak, like small raft. You know, it's a pretty chill lake. So let's head on down and see if we can get across. Check out if you can. Well, it's fresh in your mind. Mark on the map where you saw the caves. I go and find the awning of the lighthouse so that we don't get any more water on it. Have him mark the spot.
Yeah, I mark it to the best of my ability.
Dope. If no one has anything else, I start heading down towards the lake.
Cool. so you guys all leave the lighthouse and you start heading down to the dock. So basically, the lighthouse, there's like two paths that you go up that you can choose basically. So when you went to the lighthouse, you chose the path to the right, and that goes up to the lighthouse. To get down to the docks, you would have just taken the path to the left. So you would just walk back down that main trail, and then you start heading down to the docks. The docks themselves are down, obviously, at the very bottom of the cliffs. And so you guys descend about 400 feet past the old lighthouse. To the left of you is a cliff that goes all the way up. You can see like the edge of Town Hall sort of overhanging and supported by the roots of the trees hanging off the edge. And then to the right, there's just this massive cliff that continuously drops off straight into Lake Michigan. At the bottom of the cliff, you guys can finally see the docks themselves. And there's basically like a small moorage with a whole bunch of like older looking fishing boats. There's a boathouse where you can see an old ship that's raised up on stilts, as well as a smaller like wooden building that has like a warm glow coming out of it. And the dog is barking out front.
Immersive.
I take note. I take note of the dog so that I could potentially wild shape into it later. A Shiba.
As you guys get closer to the dog and the docks, you can see that there's two men who are offloading fish from the nets of a smaller ship, and there's one man, he's like smoking a pipe, and he's standing like out on the front porch of that the smaller building that I told you about, and he's kind of just overseeing the dockyard workers right now.
Cool. Go ahead there, Chowda.
Okay. I listen in closely to like just trying to pick up conversation around and listen for any particular accent that is like prevalent in like the doc community here, so I can try to imitate it and just kind of ingratiate myself with the crew. How would you describe the accent I'm hearing?
What accent you gonna do?
You hear some dock workers as they're talking. They're passing a fish. One of them just says, "Oi, I'll pass the fish up here." And then another guy throws the fish to him, and he says, "Well, that's a one. Hey, that's a two." And then they keep throwing them. Then you hear the guy who's standing under the awning at the dock say, "Now, boys, don't misthrow the fish." You'll hear more of my accent later. It's
Go
not
get him,
this,
Brendel.
though.
It started out like middle class English, but then developed into Putin.
It's not Borat. It's not Borat.
Yeah, I
Go
thought
with
they were
middle class
dwarves at
English.
first. Scottish dwarves.
Hey,
So I'll
more of a slight Irish voice. An Irish dock worker. This is the voice. This is how it all sounds. Same tone and deflection and all.
Okay, yeah. That's dope. Great. So I walk up to I just like walk up to him and I just go like, "Oh, hey boyo, like this is wonderful. I'd love to charter your boat for an afternoon. Oh boyo. Could I get you across the lake to just drop us off so we could go save some kiddos, eh?"
So you go to talk to the main guy smoking the pipe. He turns to you and goes, "Oi, you'll be the laddies that took down the stories in the past day, yeah?"
"Oh, aye, that's us."
He goes, "Pleasure to meet ya. My name's Bartholomew. I think you might have taken down my story about my daughter Jess."
"Oh, Bartholomew, Jess, it's quite a story. It hit close to my heart. I'm really looking out for more information in your story. Could you take us across the lake?"
As a single father, I raised Jess myself. And one night she went off to Elaine's house and never came back. Now, I don't like to be a not trusting person, but I gotta say, Those elves seem to be up to something.
Oh, we're looking into it. We're gonna see what's at the bottom. It's gone. But yeah, just at the bottom of this, and I think if you could spend some time with us and just take us across the lake, we found some leads and we're pursuing them. Could you help us out?
Look, laddies, I know you're not from around here, but I'm telling you, there's nothing over there. There's not a single shrap over there. We go on the lake to fish all the time, and I'm out on the boats, spending all my days over on those cliffs over there. That's where the best fish are. And I tell you, there's nothing there.
See, that's definitely a good thought. And maybe I'm wrong, but at this point, we're pursuing every lead that comes across our way. And
Would you?
I have a
would you
theory.
mind,
I have a pet theory that there's a magical thing that has blocked a perception of a series of caves over there.
Would you mind divulging such a lead to me? I mean, where did
I
you
don't
hear
want
such
to.
a thing?
I totally appreciate your curiosity. At this point, I do have to protect my sources, so I'm not
Well, you
able to
see,
discuss.
I also might be a source. You could at least tell me the information so I know what you're going off of.
Sorry, no, that's not how this works. That you've already been my source, and so is this other situation, and in a somewhat of a way, I have to protect you from each other.
Right, well, what if I were to tell you that I know more information?
Then you should definitely tell me, and you shouldn't. If you actually cared about your daughter, you just tell me everything you know without any hesitation.
Here's the thing, I'm telling you, there's nothing on the side of that lake. But I will tell you some more information. It's almost like I didn't even care about my story. I gotta say, the night of the disappearances, some strange things did indeed happen. You see, you, I'm sure, are familiar with the Bouge's boy Drake, right?
I am aware, but if you just in case you know something I don't, please just tell me what you would like to say.
Well, that night, Drake came down to the docks. You see, we harbor the Bouge's ship in which they used to use for their cartography missions out on the lake. And obviously, since the passing of Crucius Mulvaney, they get out on the boat much less. But nonetheless, it's still here and it still held a lot of information. But Drake came down one night, said he was doing something for his parents and needed to get on the ship. I don't know much, and I do recall it wasn't raining that night because when he got off of the ship, he had a map in his hands. I couldn't exactly see what map he had, but he headed straight up and he headed towards the lighthouse. Now, I don't know much after that because, as you know, it gets quite foggy here. But this was the exact same night that he went missing.
Well,
Totally thank you for telling me more information about that.
Hey, that's sort of what I was hoping to tell you because I have no idea of the whereabouts of my daughter, but I did see Drake that night and I thought it was quite strange that he came down for a map.
That is odd.
I have my hood up after hearing him talk about elves to try to protect my identity. Hi.
Why don't you
sir?
just turn into a Shiba?
Can't.
I do love
already ran
dogs.
out of charges. Maybe I could just get a tail, just do a partial morph
Oh no, hurry up.
tail or something.
Oh no, not
yeah.
a furry.
Oh no.
We're not that kind
yeah.
of podcast.
Yes.
Not yet, at least.
Ooh.
Hey there, gentlemen. Very spooky story you have there. It seems as though we're gathering a lot of information here, and my friends and I are on the cusp of a big breakthrough. Seems like the kids are just out of reach at this point. Do you mind taking us in the boat over to the area that you saw the Bouge's kid go to, and maybe we'll hit up the cave on the way back? I mean, I think it would be
I gotta
a
say,
great help to us.
the boy didn't sail anywhere. He just went onto the boat, grabbed a piece of paper, and walked right off.
Oh! I thought you sailed under the lighthouse.
No, he just got right on the boat and got right off the boat and headed straight back up.
Okay. Well, if it is no bother to you, sir, I still think it may be of value to us to just check out at least the one lead we have about the cave, and then head back. Just a quick jaunt across the lake, if you will. Seems like there is some weird going-ons in the area. Do you know the lighthouse keeper?
Of course I'm familiar with Crucius Mulvaney. I mean, who isn't?
Yeah, just checked on him. He's doing just fine up there.
Wait,
but
you got into the lighthouse. How did you do that?
Climbed. I climbed.
You climbed into the... Now, I know from experience in working down by that lighthouse that there's no way to climb into it.
Well, you see, I'm not from these parts, and where I am from, we learn to climb from a very young age, and I am a bouldering master of sorts.
Hey, see,
I show my hand.
I say, or he says, now why don't you take a look here, because I'm calling your bluff right now. Now you look up at that lighthouse. You see that right there? You see that one tiny window standing straight over the cliffs with nothing to grab onto?
I know, I'm happy that you see it. That's exactly the window I climbed through.
You climbed? He doesn't believe it. You can roll like persuasion, but he's not buying that you climbed up to that window.
I do it. I have a -1. Oh fuck, dude! I got an 8.
Yeah. I'm not buying it, laddie. So why don't you tell me how you got in there?
Well, sometimes.
And more importantly, why don't you tell me what you saw in there? And why you went in there? I mean, I have so many questions.
Right, but sorry to interrupt here real quick, though. I mean, your questions aside, we don't actually have to answer them. I guess we're here to find out if we can hire your boat for the day. But, we're journalists here. We can't divulge all information we get.
Well, I suppose if you want to take a trot around the lake, that's fine, but I'm telling you, there's not going to be much of interest to you.
Do you know anything about...
Go ahead. I'll give you a little push.
I would expect you're not familiar with magics of sorts, right, sir?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with magic in terms of the practice, but I'm familiar with the effects of magic and certain strange going-ons of things.
Okay. Well, we'll take the boat. Thanks for your help.
Right? I mean, considering it's my boat, I'd like to sail it out there with you to make sure nothing bad happens to it, if you don't mind.
That's totally fine.
And he gestures towards a small sailboat.
So I kind of swan dive into it, and at the last second kind of just flip over and land on my rear.
So he just says, "Oh, that looks like it might have hurt. Sort of a strange way to get on the boat."
No, it's I have a very plump tuchus, So it went pretty well for me, honestly. Kind of like when Simone Biles does the thing where she just like bounces.
Okay, dope. So you guys all jump on the boat.
I take my whaleskin tunic off first and very, very tightly wrap my spell book and supplies in that.
Nice.
Oh, your style. Good idea.
I double
gonna
check all the
short rest.
seals on my loot case.
Dope. So you guys jump on the ship. You, for any purposes, you can just tell me like what you want to do / where you want to go, and we can do that.
I turn to Barrow and I'm like, "Hey, Barrow, you really should be leading us right now. You're the one that saw the map. So
I unmeditate. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Beehole, Beehole, come over here and lead us to the caves."
Yeah, all right. Very respectful, Brendel. Thank you. I'll go up to the front of the boat and I'll say to, is it Bartholomew?
Yeah.
Is it Bartholomew?
It's Bartholomew.
Taylor? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll go over to Bartholomew and point out the area. Yeah, we just want to kind of scan this area over here, Bartholomew. And we'll just, I guess, try to see if there's anything out of place or see if there's any magics in the area.
That area is called the Sea Maiden's Heights. Kind of weird that we call it the Sea Maiden's Heights because it's a lake, but regardless, Lake Maiden sounded less evocative. And he takes you over there.
Cool. I guess there's.
Keep going.
I was just gonna say, I guess as we go into the area, I kind of look at Og and say, Og, I think that we'll want to try to sense any arcane energies or any type of portal that could potentially be here to the Feywild. I'm thinking this might be a potential opening of sorts. Do you think you could kind of check for that? I'll try to keep my my ears perked for that as well.
Yes, I will. As we sail over, I will take out some parchment, so I'm not drawing this on the deck of the boat itself, but do some of the runes needed to cast Detect Magic and cast that as a ritual. I don't activate it yet until we're in the area, though. Lasts for 10 minutes.
Cool.
Oh. Well, I'm going to say you guys, for time, get there. And you're basically just casting, like, Detect Magic?
Yep.
Cool. So you get over to Sea Maiden's Heights, and it's basically just this giant, like, jagged cliff structure. It almost mirrors where you guys came from in Beskol. So the lake basically on the east and west sides of the lakes is just like massive cliffs. But then on the north and south sides that tapers down and you can actually see that there's like land that meets it instead of cliffs. But the specific area where Biro noted was in like the cliffs area. And as far as you can see, there's not like any sort of like, well, wait, did you roll already?
Who?
So how does your do you have to roll for it at all?
No, so Detect Magic for the duration, 10 minutes at a time. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, or lead. So I assume it's going to. I mean, I might as well because I can just keep like recasting from the same rune I drew. But I imagine it's going to be useless until we find the cave manually and get in there.
Right. Cool. So I guess you guys are kind of like scanning the cliffside, is how I imagine it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Could I do like some type of check as a elf to like an arcane check or something to like sense for maybe some type of like gateway?
I mean, I think
Gateway
Oggs
check.
would probably cover that,
Okay.
right? Because it's not like it's a check. It's like you do it and you see it.
Yeah.
So I will say that you guys scan the cliffs for a little while, and you come across a very, very like faint aura around one portion of the cliffs. It's not like strong, but it's also not like non-existent. It looks as if there was something there, but it's not there anymore. And what is left is kind of the resemblance of it like fizzling off after a period of time.
So it looks like there was something here at one point, but it's been moved or it has moved or something, and I don't see any track leading off of it. So I guess we could get closer and investigate this cliffside, or we can ape hunting. I don't. The cliffside looks normal to me, but maybe you guys see something.
Yeah. From what little I know and have been told stories from my tribe of the Feywild, I think that some of the gates only open during certain time periods or parts of the day. So it could be some type of portal that's only open under certain conditions of sorts. I don't know very much, but I think maybe we just keep in mind that this is here maybe for later.
And as you guys are talking, Bartholomew just pipes up and he says, I gotta say, regardless of if something's here or not, never in my days have I seen anything unusual here.
I got an idea. Hold on one second. And I stick my head over the boat into the water. Well, I come back up for a second, say, "Hey, Barrow, see if you can do this sometime." Stick my head back into the water. I say, "Hello, fishies. How's it going?" And I am using my speak with animals ability as a gnome. Speak with small beasts. Hello, fish friends. How's it going here? Don't worry, we're not here to fish you today. Just wanted to know if you guys have seen anything. Does stuff happen here? See any kids? Any strange lights, UFOs, things from above?
I got to say, I'm the fish of the underwater. I'm a big fish who would typically like to be eaten by some people. I don't. Are you a fisherman?
Carp.
Hold up thought 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Keep talking.
No, I was saying I'm the fish of the underwater and I'm slightly afraid of you for reasons of being eaten.
Yeah, the fish got nothing. The fish don't know shit about Fey activity.
Maybe try petting it.
Well, we
Give
could.
it some
But...
bread.
Are you still underwater, or are you? Like, what's the deal?
No, I go back down.
There've been boats around. Yes, I normally swim away as fast as I can. What are you asking? If a specific boat came through?
I come up.
I guess
the fish.
Blub. I guess I'm Blub. Not really quite Blub. Sure, what Blub you're asking me for? Considering I'm just a fish and I don't know what goes on the top side of boats. I only see the bottom side of boats. And to be quite clear, I see a lot of freaking boats. And typically I run. I don't know why I didn't run this time. Blub. But now here we are, and I'm talking to you. Blub.
Can you just pull him out of the water and we'll all talk to him?
Hey, come closer. My friend wants to talk to you.
Blub, never spoken to a human before. Blub, so this sounds quite like an interesting opportunity. Blub, blub.
Yeah, he's an elf, but it's still pretty close to a human.
I
Here,
can't.
into my
The
hands. All
distortion
right,
can't tell.
take
you
take
grab
it.
me?
Take a deep breath of water here. All right, ready?
Oh dear
Yeah,
God, I'm being fished.
We.
This is the worst bait I've ever fallen for. And you pull him up above water, and he goes, "Oh my!"
Okay, Bayro. Talk to him. Here he is.
Hi,
Ask him
Carp.
questions.
Have you seen little ones or any dancing lights or anything of the sort? I'm splashing water on his face.
First waterboarding him.
Elliot is just taken aback and it's like, what in the 7 worlds is going on right now? Is this magic? Is this magic?
You didn't even ask me a time period. I see those all the time.
Elliot goes to find a bucket. Elliot goes to find a fucking bucket. Do I find a bucket?
Yeah, let's take him. Can we
I
take
come
him?
back in the water for a minute. I put my head in. Okay, 1 second. They're getting
Bartholomew,
you
where's a
better
bucket?
accommodations.
Bartholomew, where's a bucket? We need a bucket.
Bayro, he was asking what time period are we asking about a boat, and I guess the kids went disappearing like how long ago?
Week.
A week. A week.
Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket?
Blub.
Jeremy wasn't the only one we were going to do enhanced interrogation on.
Yeah, apparently not. Blub, I've a week ago. Blub, this is at a time or anything. Blub, blub, blub.
Wait, I guess I didn't catch that.
I can't
A
hear
night,
you.
a day, night, when.
It was night because they were at a sleepover. Yeah, so a week ago at night, and it would have been right here by those cliffs over there.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I ask a good friend who's probably concerned for me down
Oh,
under
yeah.
really quick? Blub.
Yeah, go for it. I catch and release.
I'll be right back. Just grabbing Lenny.
All right, he's coming back with his buddy
back.
Lenny.
He comes back with this one's not a carp. He's like I don't know, fish. I wasn't expecting you guys talking to
A
fish.
sunfish.
A long, he's like a long,
Eel.
skinny fish, and he just goes, "Hey, what's up? My name's Lenny. I'm a fish.
Hey, Lenny.
I hear you guys. Well, first off, it's crazy to be talking to you. I hear you guys got some things you're looking into. As long as you promise you don't need me, I promise to cooperate with whatever you're doing."
Hand over my heart. What? Wait. Yeah, that's the right side.
Never
Skype
have had
conf-
sushi.
Discord confused me because of the mirroring. Yeah, we won't eat you. We're just looking for a boat that came through here a week ago at night, and it would have been over by those rocks by that cliff. And just want to know if you saw anything strange, or you saw that boat, you saw where it went, anything like that.
You know, now that you mention it, well, first off, you chose the wrong fish to ask at the beginning. That guy's a dimwit. He refers to me because he knows I'm smarter than him, but he can barely speak. I mean, first off, we as fishers don't say blub in the middle of every word.
Yeah,
He's just
I
an
was
idiot,
gonna.
That's all.
I was gonna tell you he was saying the word blub, like there was no
Yeah,
bubbles coming out.
And he does it all the time. It's like if you guys were up above air and you were talking to each other and you were like, "Hey, my name's Air Jackson. Air. My favorite color's blue. Air." It's so weird.
What is going on?
Ridiculous.
Regardless, I did see a boat come through, and I gotta say it was weird because at first I was saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to see humans underwater," because the boat looked like it was going straight into the cliff. And the next thing I know, I see the cliffside just opening. It's casting this golden light.
Oh man, that is psychotic.
And the light is just on there, and I see this boat go in, and hell, I mean, I'm Lenny the fish, you know. I gotta be smart. And then you know what they tell you as a fish at night? Don't go towards the light. So I didn't.
is-
But
That makes sense. That's a good
I
saying.
watched many of my friends go towards the light that night, and I tell you what, they're not back. But I
Oh,
did say,
wow.
I did see there was this sort of, it was, at first the light was more just like a typical white light, and then all of a sudden it turned this amber golden color. And as soon as it turned this golden color, I saw the ship go straight into the edge of the cliff.
Wow, that is a story.
It's
I
a
wouldn't
real
believe
story.
if I didn't suspect that something similar was happening. Lenny, you are truly a gentleman, a gentlefish, and a scholar to be so wise and knowledgeable.
Of course, it's a pleasure to make acquaintance with you, my good gnome. What's your name?
My name's Og.
Og. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Og. Tell that cat aboard, and he noses his fish fins to Brendel. Tell that cat he looks like a cool cat.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay, I got to go up for breath really quick. I am very low on air, so great talking to you. Have a good one. Yeah, and if you do see lights again, you know, like I might stick my head back in sometime, asking if you find them again, but otherwise don't swim towards it. You made the right call.
Catch you on the flippity floppity, kind of like a fish out of water,
I
right?
got it. That's a good one. Okay,
All right.
bye. Okay, guys, I tell you everything that I just learned.
Wow. So they just drove right into the cliffside?
Yeah, I don't think we should do that right now because I don't see any lights glowing. But
Where?
yeah, it sounds like it's not just elves and humans that have gone missing. It's a bunch of fish too. So I think they swam through that
What do you think?
that gateway. I don't know what conditions made it right, but something. It
I was
worked
gonna-
underwater too. Oh, I'm
Well,
lightheaded.
take a moment to catch your breath, but I'm not so savvy on the topic of magic. But do you think the lighthouse might have to do something with this portal or this gate?
Yeah, Bayro, did you find anything? Wait, did you fill us all in? Do we know about the
Yeah.
light opening the gateway that you found?
Yeah, I'm wondering if you're right, Elliot. If it has to do with the lighthouse and maybe that lens, as some type of lens cover or something for the lighthouse light to open a gate. There was a picture of a lens of sorts that looks like, with the research that was done, was able to stabilize a sort of gate. And Taylor, was I able to get a sense of like the size of the lens? Could it be of a similar size of like the lighthouse lens or light?
There wasn't like a scale per se. It was more of like a
Mhm.
diagram of like
I
a
see.
lens looking thing.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right, Elliot. Though I think that's a good lead, and maybe we should start to investigate in that direction once we get back to land.
So it sounds like we're actually gonna have to get in to the lighthouse, which means I guess there's a couple options. We can't climb it. That window looked too small to fit in. So we could look, see if there's any other like trapdoor around it, but I doubt that because that would just be under the water level. Looks like we got to get through that main door.
Looks
But
like
that-
we might have to go visit Morost.
But the lighthouse, I mean, it is a little blurry on that map you have, Elliot, and I can't tell if that's just smudged from the rain or if, well, I mean, it's clearly smudged from the rain, but I can't. I mean, that just looks like there might be something else there by the lighthouse. I can't tell though.
You're probably
You're referencing Morose's map, just a heads up.
What?
You're referencing the smudge on Morose's.
Right. Yes.
Just a correction.
Oh, what I say?
And you said the lighthouse. Didn't want you guys like exploring something that wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I
The
take
smudge
back
was
what I
by
said.
Morost's house.
Okay.
It was a cliff near Morost's house where the
Okay.
smudge was.
Like the whole city's on the cliff.
clearly, I'm lower on oxygen than I thought, so I'm just gonna stop talking and we can make our plan.
Yeah, it seems like the only option is to maybe find this lens, and maybe the key here. I'm starting to think maybe if Morose wasn't a fan of the research, maybe he wasn't a fan of any products created for the research. There could be the lens in his house of some sorts, or what I'm saying is maybe we should be looking for more than just the key if we're going to go inside. But we always could talk to him first if you think maybe we could do this diplomatically.
I don't know about Og, but at least what Og told me, it sounded like Morose wanted nothing to do with us.
Yeah, he. I think there's a lot more research we should do before we approach him. A lot more people we could talk to, but it sounds like there was some serious politics at work between him and the previous researcher, and I mean, he got rid of the assistants. He's doing like this one person team project now. I'm not saying I suspect him. I'm just saying that he doesn't seem extroverted. It looks like he's got some plans that he's not making public right now. So we can go talk to him, but I'd imagine if we just go talk to him right now, he would shut us down.
Maybe we find out a little bit more about the kids' research and if they actually created a lens that they were speculating could work. We also could look into finding, is it Mulaney, Taylor? The predecessor of
Okay.
Oh,
That was him.
Lucretius
Those were his
Mulaney.
legs.
Oh, yeah. I wrote down Mulaney separately. Okay. Well, let's get to shore and then we can decide what to do next. Yeah.
So,
And let me know
Can I
sometime.
short rest on the way back?
I mean, it's like it's like a 30-minute sail. Not very far.
Fuck.
Okay, dope. So you guys want to sail back?
We do.
Right. So you guys head back to shore. You offload from the ship, and at this point, the sun is set and it's pretty much nighttime. So you guys can kind of do whatever you want. There's at this point the places that you haven't been to are not really many. You've pretty much been everywhere in town, except for Morose's, the chapel, and the tavern. But yeah, and also it's, I know it's almost 10 where you guys are, so how are you guys feeling as far as awakeness / want to keep going? Just because, playing will involve a little bit more for opening a next chapter.
Would it require
I literally just sent a text where I was like, I think I'm gonna max out at 30 because I'm almost asleep.
I mean, it's your guys' call. We can. It just depends on how much more you guys are feeling like going to.
How about we call it quits here and then just talk shit for a bit?
all right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you have anything quick. Otherwise, we can just head back to the I'm forgetting the name of the
Yanara?
tavern.
The mashed potato.
Yeah. The Cozy Cat is what I'm thinking of.
Cliff's Tavern is the tavern. The Cozy Cat, is that.
Yeah.
Are any of the cat?
We go and prank. The driver.
Monterey?
Are you gonna
Schmo.
go prank Schmonnery?
Yeah.
And do what?
Let's go sneak into the hospital and interrogate Jeremy again.
Wait,
Oh my
can we?
God.
We just walk by.
Jeremy's not at the hospital. He's up at his house.
Back at Galen's.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ordered again.
We go to the hospital anyways, looking for him.
Oh my gosh. Got a bone to pick with Jeremy. Dope. Wait, so you, Simon? You said you guys are good. You want to stop here? Are we saying in character go back to the tavern and shoot the shit?
I was saying out of character.
Okay, I was so confused because then you started about actually.
Yeah, I
going
know.
back to it, and I was like, wait, are they gonna shoot the shit in character at the tavern?
Put it this
Turn
way.
next.
I don't have anything that Og wants to do right now. So if there's anything you guys want to do that is quick, since we don't know what our next plan is, or we
I
can
have questions.
make that plan. Yeah.
Could you just remind me of what denomination the church is? Is it like the elf? Is it an elf church?
It's Sardine. The Church of Sardine.
Sardine Moonbow.
Sardine?
Sardine Moonbow.
Sahanin Moonbow.
Sehanine.
Sardines.
But I'm calling them Sardine.
Or just call her Saw Moonbow. Saw
Oh, yeah,
Moonbow? So you can say.
Yeah. I actually have a note that just says, I tried to write it and then I wrote saw.
Ah.
Perfect.
I also have the biggest note I have from last session just says crush mouth. That's my biggest note.
I was gonna bring that up about how surprised I was that they're touring in this place, but
Alright.
I forgot.
I think
Dude.
on that note, though, the stream is
Crush
closing
mouth,
down.
not
Thank
big.
you all for watching. We'll see you later.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everyone.
See you guys next week.
Go listen to some